A lot of speculations about Jonathan Smith's new hire. Coach Riley is back with Oregon State for a third time, and I've been seeing a lot of hate and really unhappy fans about it, and I'm trying to understand really why. I think Coach Riley not only is a great recruiter, but his offensive mind is just what Oregon State needs, and for all the people who are upset about it, say Coach Riley's not a good coach. He wasn't. His last season he went 5-7. Whatever that may be, whatever the case is. I don't think they really understand that Coach Riley is Oregon State, and Coach Riley knows the culture of Oregon State. And honestly, that right now it's one of the most important things. Not only does Jonathan Smith know Oregon State, obviously being a former player, but we're gonna have to realize that when Coach Anderson and his staff got here, they wanted to bring on a whole different culture. They wanted to bring on a different culture, and they wanted to bring a different mentality to Oregon State football, and switch up the offense, switch up the defense. We want to be like this or like that, whatever that may be. But at the end of the day, as we know, the Anderson era, it ended badly, very badly, and the offense wasn't good, the defense wasn't good. His best season was 4-8, and I was fortunate enough to be a part of that squad. And we did beat Oregon, which is obviously, every Oregon State fan loves. We beat Arizona, but at the same time, you got to look at it. And his best season at Oregon State would be Coach Riley's second to worst. And it's just hard for me to grasp the fact that, at this point, there's so many fans who not only, I don't want to say ungrateful, but I don't think they really truly understand what Coach Riley will bring back to Oregon State. And he obviously is taking a different role. We don't know the role yet. We just know he's an assistant coach. But there's just so much that he offers. First of all, recruiting, for example. I had an opportunity to go play at University of Oregon. I had an opportunity to go play at University of Washington, Boise State, Washington State, all these other schools who, frankly, they don't. I mean, they had better. They're on top of the football world at the time, and they have better facilities than Oregon State did. But who was the one who got me to basically choose Oregon State was Coach Riley. He gave me a vision, and I believed in it, and I followed it. And I definitely thought, and I still think, I think he's the best coach I've ever had. And the way he develops players into NFL ready guys. It's just, I just haven't seen anything like it before. And his offensive mind, like I said, is just, it's just so out of this world. And people might not understand it right now because, they want to say Coach Riley's offense wasn't very good when, his last season or his last two seasons, they weren't very good or whatever that may be. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to come to the realization that Oregon State, they had an offense back a couple years ago when Coach Riley was here. And as we know, Oregon State, the past 3 years hasn't had an offense. And that's the reason why, they're losing games, whatever that may be, 47-14 or whatever. They're not scoring the amount of points that you need to score in the Pac-12. And in the Pac-12, frankly, you're going to have to score points to win. And, that was getting off recruiting track. But back to recruiting, Coach Riley has recruited some of college football's best. When you think about it, Sean Mannion, he recruited Sean Mannion. He recruited the Roger brothers. He recruited Jordan Poyer, Brandon Cooks, Marcus Whedon. All these great players they could have chose anywhere else, honestly. Brandon Cooks could have went to UCLA, USC, any of these other places, but frankly, he chose Oregon State because he believed in Coach Riley and he followed Coach Riley's vision. And, I think the people who don't think it's a good move are going to have to just take a step back and look at the bigger picture and what he can bring and not what he brought as a head coach. Regardless, to me, I thought he did a great job as a head coach. Everyone has down seasons. But anyways, that was just my quick couple thoughts I wanted to give you guys about this new hire, with Coach Riley being back in Corvallis. And, I'm gonna give you guys another video here in a little bit, talk about some offense with Coach Riley. So